Coach Barrick here, guys, Equity Fitness. I noticed last week when I was doing some warm up during one of our group classes that my hip mobility isn't quite what it used to be. And a lot of people chalk that up to age. I don't chalk it up to age. I chalk it up to not doing what I need to do to keep that mobility. So how I realized that is we were doing a stretch where we try and get our elbow to our ankle, and ideally we can get it to the bench or the floor wherever we're going. And I used to be able to do that, and I wasn't able to do it last week, and I'm not able to do that today. So I just kind of put that in the back of my head. And then I was doing box step ups today. And one of the other areas that I'm weak in is hip flexor and lower abdominal stamina and strength. So what I did today on those box step ups is I made sure to step straight up and then step straight down. What we see a lot of times when people do step ups is when they step up onto the box, they come up and around, they step up, and when they step down with their other foot is they come up and around. Now, this could be due to the height of the box, but I think majority of the time it's because we're lacking hip mobility and we're lacking the ability to lean into something being a little bit harder than it should be. So when I do box step ups or box jumps and I step down, a lot of times I would say, oh, I'm just really short. So when I step down, I'm always going to come out to the side like that. But when I did those step ups today, I forced myself to go straight down and straight up. And what that's going to do is going to force me to use that hip flexor, the lower abs, and my hip mobility. When we start modifying simple movements like that and coming around movements and not going through that range of motion that we're actually capable of, but it makes it just a little bit easier, we're going to start losing that mobility. So think of all the box jumps and step ups that I've done over the years where I'm doing that. That's going to contribute to losing that mobility. Now, there might be other factors to that as well, but I can control when I'm doing a workout. Hey, my goal in the gym is to do the best I can, but it's also for longevity. And if I want to be healthy and active into my later years, hip mobility is going to be super important. If I want to play on the ground with the grandkids, I need hip mobility to be able to get down and get up. So by focusing on making sure that I'm going straight up and straight down on those box step ups or box jumps, I can add that point to the repertoire of making sure I keep my hips mobile and active and healthy. So wrapping this up, what we want to think about, hey, what limitation do I see in the gym frequently? What limitation do I see in real life that may or may not be affecting my life, but it's a limitation, and how can I make it not a limitation, or how can I make sure to limit how it degrades over time? So now when I do box jumps and box step ups, I'm going to focus on that. Where am I seeing that in other parts of my life? When I go up steps, when I'm sitting on the floor, when I'm sitting in a chair, right? How do you sit? How do you walk? Looking at all those things will help you keep mobile and active along long periods of time, during long periods of time. So the gym doesn't create issues, it exposes them. So getting into a group class, getting in front of other people, getting in front of coaches will help see, hey, where do I have room for improvement so I can be active in doing the things that I want to do? Make sure that we're doing the things now so we can do the things later. Hope this helps. Cheers.